everyone. So today we are continuing with our playlist about KAMAS, how to generate KAMAS in the new servers. And today we'll actually discuss something that a lot of people have been asking me lately to do a video about it. And so we actually have it today, which is, as you guys already might guess because of the title and the thumbnail, which places, which mobs should I kill in order to get KAMAS. So I will not give you the places, I can give you an example or two, but most important, I will teach you how to do it. So basically I'll not give you the fish, but I will teach you how to get the fish, okay? So I think that's more important because even in the end of the year, all the equipments and all the recipes will change, so there will be different meta of the equipment, so it's more important for you to know how to get these resources, what is the best places to drop those things. So in my opinion, it's more important for you to know how to do it than to already give you some places or some mobs that you need to kill. And then if the meta changes, then you don't know what to do, okay? When you start a new server, you have to understand that it's very important where you are on the wave. If you are ahead of the wave, if you are on the wave, or if you are behind the wave, okay? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, the first video of this playlist was exactly talking about this wave. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, please check this video. It's very, very important for what I'm going to talk about in this video. And it's basically like the foundation on how we can do KAMAS in a fresh server. So if you are behind the wave, do not worry too much about where you can gain KAMAS, because as I told in the video, you can gain KAMAS with other ways. But if you are on the wave or ahead of the wave, mainly ahead of the wave, this is very important, okay? So the more you level up, the more you'll have access, the more you get stronger, and so the more you get access to different places and to different types of resources, okay? So the thing that you have to take in mind is that a lot of people will take the same sets, okay? So a lot of people will go through some levels and they want to get some types of resources or sets which are quite mandatory for some people, or for some classes, or for some elements. And so you have to take this in consideration, and you need to understand what will be required for the peoples once the majority of the players reach to this level, okay? So for example, as you may know, the global set is a set that a lot of people use, right? It's quite mandatory, or a lot of people like to use it because you can even drop the set, for example. So if you come here and you search global, it will appear all the pieces from global. And for example, if you click with the right click, it will appear here set. You click on the set, and then it will appear this thing here, okay? So it will appear all the equipments from the same set. And then if you click on the right click and click on recipes, it will appear also what is necessary to do this equipment, okay? This equipment here, it will not be so valuable in terms of resources besides the shrub extract. You can actually drop these equipment in the mobs. So actually, for example, if you click here and bestiary, you'll see that the warchief global will drop this equipment. So it's not so easy to drop, but honestly, it's not so difficult either. If you just spend there some time, you'll drop it for sure. So these resources here will drop in price really fast, besides the shrub thread. The shrub thread is an item that you can get from the lumberjack. The professions I talked in a video about best to worst professions in the game. And so this one, as you can see, it will not be super valuable, but if you go to the Royal Global set, it's a set that you cannot drop in anywhere besides building them, besides crafting the item itself. So if you come here to the Royal Global equipment, you'll see here that you have some parts here, and let's say that I want the helmet here, right? You go to the recipes, and you see here that there are some resources here, and you can kind of see if these resources will be valuable by clicking on the bestiary and seeing that. So this is 53% of dropping without any prospecting base. So it's quite easy to drop it. You just need to kill warchief to drop it. And this one here, the black gobble brain, you drop with the black gobble that you can just find in the dungeon. And as you can see, it has 8%. So it's way less percentage of dropping. So if you do the dungeon, most likely you will drop it if you do the challenges and if you have some type of prospecting, or if you do the both challenges, which are basically this challenge that allows you to get either experience or more drop rate. And in the dungeons you can have 2 of these challenges on. So if you do both of them, and if you kill a black gobble, it's most likely that probably you'll drop one of these brains. And so this brain will be already quite valuable, right? But what is the most valuable thing here? It's the royal gobble wool, okay? So if you come here to the bestiary, you'll see that the royal gobble drops the wool, but it also has just 8% of chance. So it's the same thing as the brain, but the thing is that this is a chief, like a boss of the dungeon. So you need first a key to enter the dungeon, and then you need to defeat the boss. So because you need a key, this wool here, it will be super expensive in the fresh of the server. It will be more or less 20,000 KAMAS to 30,000 KAMAS in the first days. Because it's very hard to get this wool, and once you get to the boss, it's not guaranteed that you'll drop. Honestly, it's quite hard to drop it. It's not so easy. You just have one shot, and then you also have the challenges to do. But there's also another way for you to get it, which is if you come and open your achievements, you'll come here to the dungeons and you search for the gobble. And as you can see, these ones, for example, the normal ones will not drop the royal gobble, will drop the leather. And the leather, it's way cheaper because it's way more achievable. Everyone that does even just pass will get 2 of these leathers. So the leather will not be super expensive, will actually be kind of cheap. But if you do all the successes besides the special, you'll get 2 of these wools. So if you do all the achievements besides the special for every dungeon, you'll get 2 exclusive resources, which are the 2 harder resources from the dungeon. So as you can see here, in the Skara leaf, you'll have these 3 resources here, and then you can get this one here, which is way rarer to find, okay? So if you come here, this is the rare resource of the boss. So probably this one will be more expensive because you'll have also quite a few things that you can do with this resource, and it's just because it's rarer, right? And so just take in mind that whenever you do a dungeon in the boss room, either try to do all of the achievements like duo, clean hands, and zombie in this case, or try to do the 2 challenges in the fight, okay? Because if you try to do the challenges, probably you'll drop 1 resource, and if you do the achievements, you'll get 2 resources. And if you can do all the things together, even better, right? So normally, personally, that's always what I do. Always try to get at least one resource from these mobs, from these dungeons, because it will always value something. Mainly in the beginning of a server, it will always value something. Even though the Skara leaf will not, for example, this one from the Skara leaf, it's not super valuable, I'm pretty sure that the resources from all the dungeons here will have some meaning, because the gobble here, it's super expensive because everyone does the royal gobble. Most likely, everyone that goes strength or intelligence will do the royal gobble set. And so it's a very required set for level 30, and so because of it, the price of this gobble wool, it's super high. And as you can imagine, this profession here that allows you to do the keys, it's very hard to level up. And also, as you can see, it requires a lot of resources just to do 1 key. And so, to do the gobble key, you need to be level 30, and you need all these resources in order to craft just 1 key. The harder thing in here is that almost no one, or if someone gets to level 30, they have to spend a lot of money to get to this level. Handyman, it's one of the most expensive. I also said that in my best worst video related to professions. This one, it's super hard to level up. It also has a good reward. Once you get to higher levels, a lot of people will require you to do the keys. But as you can see, it's very hard to get the key, and you can get the key with the quest and with a bunch of keys. So you have 2 chances to get this key without paying for one. So this is basically the easiest way that you can get KAMAS, by just getting the challenges and achievements of the dungeons, of the boss room. For example, the Ra Cooper here, it's another one that is very required. These 2 ninking for ninis, it's super necessary to do any type of these Albueran or Ra Cooper or Rebel sets, which are basically the main sets for level 50. They are super useful because with just 3 equipments you get 1 action point. So they are super used. And even the boots give 1 movement point, the necklaces give 1 action point. So they are very complete sets. Basically they are the new sets. And I think the sets, when they get reformulated, will get more or less similar to these ones here, okay? Because I think this is the way to go. They are super strong, and they allow you to basically just have action points and movement points really early in the game, and I think that's quite important for the gameplay. So if you have some type of knowledge in the game, you'll know what the people will use in the level 50, level 60, and so on and so on. And so you can kind of predict what will be the resources that will be necessary for these equipments. So, for example, I will not give you an example really early level, because if I give all the examples, then it will not be profitable anymore, right? But even though I think the recipes will change and a lot will change with this, but it's more important, in my opinion, if you know what equipments will be the meta, so you then know which ingredients these equipments need, and then you know what you need to look for, okay? So, but don't worry, I will do a video as well explaining which equipments will be the best for each level and for each element, but this video will just come after the reformulation of the equipments in November, okay? So for example, I'll give you one, the Kata Cap, which is a very required equipment. Almost everyone uses at level 60. Let's see what it takes to do it. As you can see here, it takes timber substrate, which will be super expensive because this is the lumberjack item. I think this will change, to be honest. Then you need a royal blob leaf, which is level 60, which is also a bit expensive and it's a bit hard to get. Then you have turtle milk, blue carapace, and red carapace. So this is a level 60 equipment, but you have some resources at level 50. And why these ones are expensive? These ones are super expensive because you need to go to the Moon Island. For example, the blue turtle carapace, you come here to the bestiary and you click here, and as you can see, it's not even hard to drop it. But why is it expensive, Zeka? Mostly because it's very hard to get to the Moon Island in the beginning of a game. Because you need a helmet, and to do a helmet, you need some resources, which are worm-ridden wood and ancestral cotton. These are not super difficult to get. You get through some mobs, but the problem are the wings, and the wings will be super expensive in the beginning, and not everyone wants to spend all their KAMAS to get these wings. And the wings are expensive because you need the shrub extract. So these wings will be like around 40,000 in the beginning of a server. So as you can imagine, people will not really expend that much money because they don't really know what brings with that investment, okay? So, but if you buy these wooden wings and the helmet, you'll get the possibility to go to this Moon Island and the possibility to farm these resources that are very, very fresh in the server, and so it will be super expensive. So you'll get your money back in just a few fights. So all the places where you need some type of money investment to get to these places, for example, Moon Island, Otomai, or even a key for a dungeon, most of the times you'll get your money back in a short time. But people do not want to risk because they are afraid, they don't know if they will get their money back. But if the prices are high to enter in this place, this means that it will also be super expensive, the resources in this place, because there will be less people going for these places, and therefore the prices will also be very, very high. So, in my opinion, and that's what I do always in the beginning of the servers, is that I try to get access to these places as soon as possible to farm these resources. But take in mind that you need some type of level, you need to know your class, you need to know how you can play and how you can beat these mobs. But if you can do that, then you'll be able to get to very high level resources, okay? So now, guys, let me give you another example, which is the Limbo one. The Limbo one here, it's a very required equipment at level 100. Almost everyone uses because it gives you 1 action point, 1 movement point, and 1 range. And so, as you can imagine, the resources will also be super expensive. Besides these ones here, which are not really mob drops, we have these 4 here, okay? This one here will not be super expensive because you can drop it in the level 90 mobs in the Moon Island, and it's quite easy to drop it. But these 3 here are way rarer, and that's why they will be super expensive. For example, the Holy Pants here, the Dramak Holy Pants, you can drop it in the Dramak's dungeon, and this one here have only a 6% chance of drop it, or if you do all the achievements besides the special, you'll also drop 2 of them. So what I did is that 6% for me, it was very low. So what I did was, I did the dungeon in one go with all the achievements. It's quite hard, it's a very hard dungeon to do, but if you are good with your class and if you have a good team, it's very possible to do, it's very doable. And in the beginning, when I started selling, the price was at 2 million KAMAS. So I sold 2 of them for 2 million KAMAS each. So I got 4 million KAMAS just with these holy pants. Besides that, this duster here, it's a mob that you can find inside of the Dramax dungeon, so you cannot find it outside. So because of that, it's already very difficult to get this feather here, because the key to enter the Dramax dungeon will be super expensive or will be unavailable. Mainly if you are ahead of the wave, it will be unavailable because nobody will be with level 100 handyman, and the people that will be, it's very exclusive for their own group, or they sell it with a very high price. And so you need to be very smart with this. You just have a few shots. You have one key from the bunch of keys, and then you have another key that you can get from the quest line. And if you wait 1 week to get another key from the bunch of keys, the price will be super reduced. And so, as you can see also here in Testicles, you can find this mob inside of the Moo Wolf dungeon. It's not the Moo Wolf boss, it's a mob that you can find in the Moo Wolf dungeon. It's the Boo Wold Loon. And this one here drops at 6%. Always try to do both challenges whenever you have this mob in the room, so you can maybe try to drop it. It's honestly very expensive resource in the beginning of a server. It's like between 50 to 100,000 KAMAS. Just this resource here, and it's not even from a boss. So you can see you can really get a lot of value with these resources, because you know that the equipment will be super used, and therefore the resources will also be super expensive. But for example, if you come here to the recipes, this resource here is not really used in many different equipments. This one as well, you can just use in 2 equipments, and this one as well, okay? So this resource here, it's mainly used for the Limbo one, and it has a lot of value because of the restriction to enter the dungeon, but also because of the equipment itself. Mainly because of the equipment, it's super used. So now let me give you an example which it's the opposite, which is the resource is very expensive because it is used for many different important equipments, which is the Colossus Gland. So this one here, you have for so many different important equipments. The Colossus set here, it's super used. Also, the Ekafli set, also super used. And besides that, you have the weapons from the black and white red set, and the head and the rings. These ones here are super important because they are the meta sets at level 100. They can give you all the stats. Black red set gives you strength and agility, and the white gives you intelligence and chance. And the stats are so high, and they always give you 1 action point and 1 movement point if you have all the pieces. Also, the necklace and the boots give you 1 movement point and 1 action point. So it's a very complete set. It's really the best sets at level 100, and so because of it, a lot of people use it. Besides that, this resource here, it's also very hard to get because the dungeon, it's a very hard dungeon. Also, to do the achievement, they are very hard to do the achievements, even though each achievement gives you 2 of these resources. So if you come here, they give you 2, each achievement gives you 2 resources. Even if you just pass the dungeon, you get 2. The thing is that it's super hard to do achievements. So actually, I got a lot. I did all the achievements in my run. It was very hard. I was always retrying, but I wanted to really get everything. I did the Blitzkrieg with the Rogue. A friend of mine was playing Rogue. So Rogue, for example, it's a really good option to do Blitzkrieg. And so I used for my black red set, I used 6 glands, and I sold them each for 500,000 KAMAS. So it was very profitable, and I could manage to do also for my set. It was actually the main reason why I went there. It was to build my black red set. And so I managed to do it and still get some KAMAS out of it. But besides this, it's also very expensive because you need a key to enter the divine dimensions. But even if you buy the key, or if you get the key with the resources and the fee for 100k, it's still worth to do it if you go with the intention to drop the resource or to do the achievements, okay? So guys, that's everything for today. Let me know in the comments if you find this helpful, and you also have, if you have other tips that you would like to tell to the community, please also do it. And guys, we are almost hitting 500 subscribers. I'm really happy about it. It has been like a great journey starting in YouTube. I started 1 month ago. It's been really a wild ride trying to do always a video per day. It's been very hard lately. Some of you guys know that I'm doing a PhD, so a lot of days I have to stay a lot of hours in the work, but I always try whenever I come home and still do a video for you guys so you can enjoy some international content, since it's not really a lot of it besides French content, obviously. So leave a like, have a nice day guys, and see you next time.